welcome back to the vlog. My name's Sarah. Nice to see you all again and welcome to any new viewers. So if you watched my last vlog, you'll notice that I said I was off to Paris shortly. So we went last weekend. It was for my mum's 70th birthday, so that was over the Easter weekend. So me and my other half, Alex, went with my mum and dad over to Paris for 4 days, and my brother and his girlfriend met us over there because they live in Stockholm at the moment. And we had a wonderful time wandering around the streets of Paris, looking at all of the kind of touristy attractions. It was my first time in Paris actually. I'd never been before, so I kind of wanted to see, you know, the Eiffel Tower and Champs-Elysees and all of that. So yeah, we had a really lovely time. Lots and lots of walking, so much walking. The weather was actually beautiful. It was really spring-like. And it got a little bit chilly, so unfortunately my plans to kind of have bare legs didn't really work out. So it was lots of tights and boots, especially with all the walking about. But yeah, had a brilliant time. And I challenged myself to take an entirely handmade wardrobe with me. The only thing I didn't get finished was I had planned to make a coat, and I didn't get that finished. In fact, I didn't even get that started. I bought the fabric and that's as far as I've got. So I just took a little leather jacket with me that I'd bought in Mango, which is very cute, and I also had a little duffel coat just in case it rained. So yeah, apart from that, everything I took was handmade. So I took lots of pictures along the way. So I'm going to insert some little images in here and a couple of little videos, but yeah, I'll talk you through what we did. So the first day we arrived pretty early, about sort of 9:30. Couldn't quite check into our hotel, so we just dropped our bags off and then went for a wander. So we went to Sacré-Cœur on the first day. So absolutely beautiful, and you get a stunning view of Paris. So we walked up all of the stairs and yeah, just looked out across the city. It was really beautiful, really crowded actually, but yeah, it was lovely. So we had a little bit of lunch on the way, and then walked back to the hotel and just kind of checked in and everything. And then we decided we'd go out for dinner that evening, so we did a bit of research, and then just before dinner, the idea of going for a little walk down to the Seine was floated past everybody. Oh yeah, that'd be lovely. And that took probably a good hour or so by the time we got there. So everyone was a bit hungry and a bit exhausted. So we walked to the Louvre and just kind of looked at the kind of pyramids outside. Just had a little look, and then we just had a little walk along the Seine, and then headed back for dinner. So that was first day done. The second day, my brother and his girlfriend were arriving, so we kind of didn't want to go too far, so we'd be around to be able to meet them. But I had heard that there were some amazing fabric shops, so I decided that I'd go off on a little wander. So it was back to the Sacré-Cœur region again. So just down from there are lots of fabric shops, and I'd heard that there were lots of fabric shops. I had no idea just quite how many there would be. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I sort of thought, oh, it's just this street, that's fine. And then turned a corner, and then turned another corner and another corner. There were some of the biggest fabric shops I've ever seen. So like we'd get a department store here, like House of Fraser or Debenhams or something like that. It was that full of fabric. So absolutely mind blown. I did find it a little bit overwhelming, if I'm honest. I kind of had that sort of decision paralysis thing. But I did buy myself a few little lovelies. So I thought I'd just talk you through what I bought that day. So the first shop I went into was a tiny little place, but absolutely packed to the rafters with fabric. And so I got this, which I don't know if you saw my Birmingham fabric haul. I'm a little bit obsessed with iridescent shiny fabrics at the moment, so it's not quite picking up, but it's a blue shot with a red, which makes a really unusual kind of pinky colour, and just depending on what light you catch it in, it can go like all the way red or just this nice green. So I'm just going to make a summery kind of top out of that. Maybe the new sorbetto pattern, I was thinking that might be quite nice for that. So I just bought a metre of it, and I think it's, from my recollection, I think it's a rayon cotton mix. I should have written it down. And then I went into one of the stores where they have sort of cut lengths already, so you just buy what's there, so you're not buying it off the roll, so it's a set price. A little bit strange, but there were quite a few fabric shops that had that, and some beautiful wools and cashmeres, but they were quite expensive, and I couldn't make up my mind, so I decided not to get any of them. So I bought this beautiful cotton lawn. It's got a fine stripe, so it's sort of a periwinkle blue, and it's got a fine white stripe running through it. And I've got an idea to make a shirt with that. It's a shirt that I'm designing in my head, and I just need to kind of work out how the pattern's going to go. But I bought, I think it's about 2.6 meters of that, so there's plenty there, and it's really lovely and soft. So excuse all the fact that it's all a bit screwed up. It's all been through the wash already, so all ready to go. I also bought this cotton fabric, which was just a really interesting design, really geometric design, and I don't know if you can see, it's got a little bit of silver running through it, which I thought was just quite interesting. No idea what I'm going to make with that, but always nice to have interesting fabrics in the stash. And then the last two bits I bought are quite related. So there was a lot more than this, but it's upstairs on my cutting table. So it's all destined to become a zinnia skirt by Colette Patterns. I really love that pattern. I did buy the Gertie circle skirt, the butterick one. It wants so much fabric, and I just didn't have enough width, and also the way that you have to cut it would have meant that the print would have been sideways, so it really wouldn't have worked. But yeah, I just thought it was adorable, these toucans with the pineapples running through it. So this kind of print is always fun for a sort of circle skirt type thing. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the zinnia, and it fits absolutely fine. And the version of the zinnia I make, well, it's actually a bit of a combination of two. So I like to do a lined one. I've got some really lovely grey lining that I bought. So I do the lined one with the pleats and the pockets as well. So I just choose my own version, and I like the slightly longer length version as well. But yeah, the pineapples here are actually replicated in this pineapple print here. So I just bought half a metre of this, and I'm going to do the pockets of the zinnia skirt, and I've also I've changed the waistband, because it's one waistband piece that you fold over in the actual pattern, but what I've done is just added on, so I've folded it in half but added on half an inch. So I'm going to make it in two pieces, so the outside will be the toucan fabric and the inside of the waistband will be the pineapples, just because I thought it would look really cute. No one else is going to see it, just for me, which I think is always nice. I've already used some of the pineapples on some other pockets for some little dungaree shorts that I'm making as well. Again, no one's going to see them, it's just purely for me, completely whimsical, love it. Anyway, so that was the Good Friday. So that was fabric shopping on Good Friday, which was a very good Friday. What else did we do? So we went and had some lunch, met up with my brother and his girlfriend, and then we went out for dinner in the evening. Now, one thing, I can't eat gluten, I'm allergic to gluten, so Paris was a little bit of a nightmare, if I'm honest, because you know, there's so much bread and pastries all around, and that's kind of what everyone eats for breakfast. So I did struggle a little bit, but thanks to Google, we found some amazing places. So that morning on the Friday, Alex and I wandered down, it's about a 20-minute walk down to this place called Bob's Kitchen, and they specialised in sort of vegan food and also did gluten-free pancakes. So that was a saviour for that morning. Then in the evening, we found a restaurant called No Glue. I think that's how you pronounce it. So apparently there's one in New York, London, and also Paris. and I had the most amazing meal. So we all ate there, and it was absolutely beautiful. The food, you know, it was absolutely brilliant. So really, really pleased with that, and it was an absolute saviour. And just attached to that, they had a little bakery as well. Everything was 100% gluten-free. So I had little lemon tarts, and they had breadsticks as well. So yeah, really, really good. And at least it meant that I could kind of snack and have lunches and things like that. So didn't really have to worry too much. So then on the Saturday, we went for a cruise around the Seine. So we just kind of took one of those hop on, hop off cruises. So we went to the Eiffel Tower. We were very much going to climb up it, but the queues were so big that we decided not to. And actually, I'm really glad we didn't, because the rain was terrible after that. It absolutely bucketed down for about half an hour, and we would have been sort of climbing up at that point. So anyway, yeah, we just wandered along to the Arc de Triomphe, and then wandered down the Champs-Élysées, you know, and just kind of experienced Paris. And then we went out for a nice dinner on the Saturday night to celebrate my mum's actual birthday, which was that day. And I got to wear my Paris dress. So in my March Makes video, I talked about the McCall's and Vogue cocktail hour. So this is a group of patterns that have been released where they encourage you to make them. And the proceeds of the pattern go towards the Eve appeal. I'll pop the details in the description box so you can check that out if you haven't heard of it already. But yeah, the pattern I chose, the dress was always destined for Paris. So I made it in a lovely black sateen, and I lined it in a navy acetate lining, and I decided to do silver bias trim around the bottom of the lining, just so as you move, sometimes you get a little flash of it as you sort of sit down and that sort of thing. It was actually really hard to photograph, so I've taken some pictures in my back garden, so I can pop them in here so you can have a look at it more close up. But yeah, black's quite hard to photograph. But yeah, I was really, really pleased with it. I had 2 completely unsolicited comments and compliments on the dress, which was really nice. And I love that kind of proud moment where you go, oh, I made it. And I should also mention, and it's taking me this long, so I also made this top specifically for the trip. So this is the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes pattern, which I'd already made the Sugar Skulls version of, which you would have seen in a previous vlog. And of course I needed to make a striped Breton top. So I just made the long sleeve version. I didn't make the ruched version this time. I just left it plain. I am so pleased with this top. It's so comfy. And the jersey is from Guthrie Garney. I bought it when I was up there a couple of weeks ago, and it was the first thing I sewed with my Birmingham fabric stash. So it's a looped back jersey. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, it's super comfy, really, really soft, and I've worn it loads already. And I've got it on here with my little Clemence Tilly and the Button skirt. But it goes with everything, jeans, skirts, and yeah, it's gonna definitely get a lot of wear. I'm actually thinking of buying some more fabric, more of the same fabric, and making it again, just so I've got a backup in case anything happens to it. But yeah, so I managed to take all handmade clothes with me and wore them. So I also took a couple of the bits from the Sew Over It capsule wardrobe collection. So Lisa from Sew Over It had done the photo shoot for the City Break collection out in Paris, so it was quite appropriate to take a couple of bits over for that. So I took the Mollie dress that I made, which was a navy and white stripe ponte. So I'll pop a clip in here of me wearing that. And I also took the Erin skirt, which I made out of quite a dark denim, and I top stitched it with red top stitching thread, so it's really, really visible. So I had to make sure it was really accurate as well. So took those 2 with me as well. I took loads more items with me but there wasn't enough time to wear them all. So I'm just trying to think, what else did we do? So on our last evening there, which was the Saturday night, Alex and I went down to see the Eiffel Tower all lit up, just because I hadn't seen it, and I didn't want to kind of miss the opportunity. So yeah, we took the metro down, saw that. It was really, really lovely. Again, quite hard to take pictures when it's dark and you're trying to kind of take pictures against that and trying to get that in focus as well. But yeah, it was really, really lovely. Definitely worth going down to do that. And then our last day there, we wandered up to see the Moulin Rouge, which wasn't too far away from where we were staying. It was about a 20-minute walk away. So yeah, we could have done a lot more while we were there, but we just, we didn't have huge amounts of time, and it was also about spending time with family as well. But yeah, I'd definitely go back. Definitely would love to go back with some sewing girlies as well, to really hit the fabric shops, because I think it's fine if you've got people waiting for you, but you do kind of feel a bit under pressure to get back to them. So yeah, I had a really, really lovely time, and would definitely recommend it to anyone who hasn't been. I still say that New York is still my favourite city, but yeah, I did love Paris. It definitely had the same kind of feel about it, and beautiful architecture and that sort of thing. And obviously only just, an hour flight away, so really handy. So what I'll do is I'll insert lots of pictures anyway, so you can see the things I wore and the places we went to. And also I will pop any of the kind of restaurants and fabric shops that I can find links to in the description as well, so you can see those. So I now have an evening of sewing, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to try and get my toucan skirt made up today, because I think it's going to be a nice day tomorrow, so it'd be nice to wear that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you liked the video, give it a little thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye bye.